Aaron Sampson here to get you started in Watch Dogs Multiplayer Online Decryption Mode. Alright, Watch Dogs Multiplayer, let's get you fired. Oh, how do you get past this minigame? The starting the game minigame. Mother, let's get you trying to launch Watch Dogs. Mother shit. Okay, Watch Dogs Multiplayer Vehicle Mayhem Appalooza. Let's start with the first question. Why should you take time out of your busy Aiden Pierce schedule of hacking rabbits, foul-mouthed salmon, or forklifting your own car repeatedly?
Yeah, looks like this is over before it really started.
Well, for starters, you can level up Aiden's skills like a boss before ever taking on the game's various chronic masturbators. Before you hop into multiplayer though, the first upgrade you should consider is a combat skill called Focus. This ability slows time in single player and acts as a type of player radar in multiplayer by outlining foes even when they're behind cover. After that, focus on hacking skills such as traffic lights, bollards, and bridges, which you will need to make a hasty escape. Also keep an eye on the separate notoriety skill tree that levels up through online play. The first unlock increases damage versus vehicles, which is something you want. Now for the rundown. Online Decryption Mode pits 3 to 8 players against one another in both teams and riding solo. It's also one of the modes you can get into right away without having to play much of the campaign. Regardless of the setup, the premise is this. There's a cell phone that everyone wants to get their hands on because it's got some sick MP3s on it or something. Capture and hold it long enough to decrypt it and win. You can capture the celly by either killing the guy or gal holding it, or simply tailing them long enough to steal it wirelessly. One of the most important things you can do in this mode is get your hands on a fast car. It's not worth going after the cell if you can't either make a fast getaway once you get it, or keep up with the current phone carrier. So again, step 1, get a fast car. Step 2, if you're playing with a team, get someone else in the car. When you're driving, you cannot shoot, but a passenger can. Henceforth, the car with the passenger wins either when chasing or being chased. We did see a few crafty players with full cars put one on the roof. Not sure that's supposed to be a thing, but it still works. Even though the driver can't shoot, they're not helpless though. They can hack in world obstacles or initiate abilities such as blackout and jam comms to buy getaway time. Regardless, if you're chasing and don't have a passenger, keep your distance and steal the cell phone remotely rather than risk getting shot up. Another good tactic once you have the cell phone in this mode is to take your team to the edges of the map and hole up. Just make sure there's a barrier between you and the enemy, or you will find yourself all up in a car's grill. As you play, you will unlock new loadouts. Balance, Precision, and Sniper are there from the start. Firepower, Heavy Duty, and Chicago Way open up after that. If you flip to the online contracts menu, you'll see a host of guns you can unlock through online decryption, hacking, racing, and tailing multiplayer modes. These new loadouts have some interesting weapons, but their usefulness is questionable. The grenade launcher, for example, from the Firepower loadout is great for juggling players at the end of a round and can destroy certain types of cover, but doesn't have a big enough blast radius or do enough damage versus cars to be recommended. The Tommy gun from the Chicago Way loadout also looks great, but barks a lot louder than it bites. Honestly, you'll be fine if you just stick with the balanced loadout. If you're really good, you can set up an IED from, say, the Precision loadout, get the cell phone, and then lead your foes into a trap. Next, let's talk about some general driving combat tips. For starters, be the first out of a car or don't get out at all. When doing a vehicular manslaughter, it often takes hitting a player twice to kill them. So run them over, then quickly flip it in reverse and run them over again. If your foe has a cell and gets into a car first, blow out the tires to make sure you can catch up with them if you don't feel like you can make an immediate kill shot. Finally, learn the rules of the Watch Dogs world. You can drive through most things, but trees and tall hedges are indestructible. You can also snap to cover on some things, but not others. Using a car for cover may leave parts of your body hanging out just to be shot. You can take cover behind a porta potty, but someone can blow it up. Knowing what you can climb or not is a matter of winning or losing in decryption mode. Oh, and go crazy on the driving. Going upstairs? Legit. Making a jump to the train tracks? Legit. You get the idea. So share your thoughts on Watch Dogs Multiplayer. Are you in online decryption mode or spending all your time tailing other players in 1v1 matches? Let us know what you think in the comments below, and we'll see you out in Chicago, and probably run you over.
Fuck your fishing rods, a bitch stacking eggs, raw selling on the corner like a mother. bones. You can't catch me, bird ass cracker, cause I go against the flow.